Today we're diving into the world of comedy and controversy, as the hilarious Katt Williams takes a jab at none other than the legendary Steve Harvey. Believe me, folks, this is some serious tea. Now, we all know Katt Williams isn't one to hold back, but his recent comments about Steve Harvey have sent shockwaves through the comedy community. In a candid interview, Katt didn't mince his words and claimed that he single-handedly ended Steve Harvey's career. Can you believe it? I couldn't either. The feud between these two comedy giants has been brewing for a while, but Katt's explosive remarks have taken things to a whole new level. He accused Steve Harvey of selling out and losing touch with the genuine essence of comedy. According to Katt, Steve's success has come at the expense of his fellow comedians and the art form itself. But hold up, folks. This feud isn't just about comedy. Katt Williams went on to drop some bombs about Steve's personal life too. Rumor has it that Katt spilled some serious tea on Steve's alleged shady business deals, and even questioned his authenticity as a mentor and role model. So grab your popcorn and get ready for some serious drama, because this feud is far from over. Will Steve Harvey fire back? Will Katt Williams face any consequences for his words? Only time will tell, my friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I'll be keeping you updated on all the latest developments in this comedy clash. Until next time, stay tuned and keep the laughter rolling. Peace out. In the field of comedy, there is a healthy amount of competition and roasting that takes place throughout the year. This is something that happens throughout the year. On the other side, there are instances in which a comic will deal a blow that is so extremely terrible that it will cause the entire business to be in a state of shock. Katt Williams, who is well known for his razor-sharp wit and uninhibited sense of humor, recently took exception to Steve Harvey while he was performing stand-up comedy. The capacity to make people laugh is one of Williams' most well-known talents. What actually transpired was precisely this kind of thing. Although the aftermath of the incident is still having a huge influence on the comedy industry, fans are unable to stop talking about it. This is despite the fact that the matter has not yet been resolved. It is not a new problem that Katt Williams and Steve Harvey have a history of getting aggressive against one another. This is something that has happened in the past. Both of them have, for the most part, accepted it as a normal part of the humorous tradition and have done it with a positive attitude. Over the course of their relationship, they have engaged in a series of sarcastic remarks and subtle jabs with one another, but the vast majority of the time, they have simply accepted it. On the other hand, the idea that Katt would take things to an entirely new level was something that nobody under any circumstances could have possibly expected. After the evening had already been entirely sold out, Katt Williams stunned the audience by veering away from his typical topics and addressing Steve Harvey personally. This occurred during an event that was held in Atlanta, which was completely sold out. In spite of the fact that the audience was getting more and more excited throughout the performance, Katt was able to live up to the high expectations that they had for her. The fact that he began with a few jokes that were intended to be humorous did not change the fact that it was immediately apparent that he was going to make a point that was intended to be taken seriously. One of the goals of these jokes was to make people laugh. In the beginning, Katt made the following statement: "Steve Harvey has been riding high on his success for far too long already." Katt made this statement as the very first thing she spoke. But before I go any further, I want to tell you something about success. Just because you have achieved something does not imply that you are able to forget where you started. This is something that I want to emphasize. When Katt began her scathing assault on Steve Harvey's career and reputation, the audience was on the edge of their seats until she finished. The audience was on the edge of their seats throughout this particular period of time. The claim that Harvey had made was that he had become a caricature of his former self, and that he had lost touch with his roots. In a statement he made this assertion. "Steve used to be one of us," Katt responded with a statement. A comedian who knew the struggle, who understood what it meant to come up from nothing. While Steve was a comic, he was also well knowledgeable about the fight. The question is, what about the here and now? Because he has such a packed agenda, he is unable to host game shows or provide guidance on love relationships. He is also unable to provide counsel on these topics. To tell you the truth, he has entirely lost any memory of what it is to be telling the truth. It is not entirely accurate to say that Katt's criticism of Steve Harvey was simply focused on the latter's approach to his professional life. Not only that, but he also cast doubt on Harvey's sincerity and honesty, which was an additional step in the process. Katt's conclusion that Harvey's success had come at the expense of his fellow comedians was not only the most jaw-dropping moment of the entire talk, but it was also the moment when Katt fabricated the most jaw-dropping moment. In the announcement that Katt made, she made it clear that Steve Harvey did not merely climb the ladder. Rather, he pulled it up after him. It was stated by Katt that Steve Harvey was the one who done this. In order to achieve the objective of becoming a sanitized and secure version of himself that is suitable with the environment that is widespread in the mainstream, the issue that has to be answered is, why did he decide to abandon his friends? Those are not the kinds of things that are humorous. It is something that I would regard to be a betrayal. Following Katt's performance, the audience gave an instant and enthusiastic response. A number of individuals praised Katt for taking such a daring stand. In spite of the fact that Steve Harvey has not yet provided a public response to Katt's accusations, there are certain individuals who are linked with the sector who have stated that the attack has had a big influence on him. Katt Williams has delivered a punch that has the ability to entirely destroy the competition in the arena of comedy, which is a field in which words are weapons and timing is of the utmost importance. One could say that it was more than just a sarcastic condemnation of Steve Harvey. Rather, it was a rallying call for honesty and a reminder of where humor got its start. He was not merely sneering when he gave his judgment of Steve Harvey. Rather, it was extremely pointed. There is one thing that is absolutely certain after everything has been brought under control, and that is the fact that the world of humor will never be the same again. You should continue to keep an eye out for any additional developments that may come as this tale continues to grow throughout the course of its progression.